The Tatler was a British literary and society journal begun by Richard Steele in 1709 and published for 2 years. It represented a new approach to journalism, featuring cultivated essays on contemporary manners, and established the pattern that would be copied in such British classics Addison and Steele's Spectator, Samuel Johnson's Rambler and Idler, Goldsmith's Citizen of the World, and influence essayists as late as Charles Lamb and William Hazlitt.Addison, and Steele liquidated the Tatler in order to make a fresh start with the similar Spectator, and the collected issues of Tatler are usually published in the same volume as the collected Spectator. 1709 Journal. Tatler was founded in 1709 by Richard Steele, who used the nom de plume Isaac Bickerstaff, Esquire. This is the first known such consistently adopted journalistic persona, which adapted to the first person, as it were, the 17th-century genre of characters, as first established in English by Sir Thomas Overbury and then expanded by Lord Shaftesbury's characteristics. Steele's conceit was to publish the news and gossip heard in various London coffee houses and, so he declared in the opening paragraph, to leave the subject of politics to the newspapers, while presenting Whiggish views and correcting middle-class manners, while instructing these gentlemen, for the most part being persons of strong zeal and weak intellects, what to think. To assure complete coverage of local gossip, he pretended to place a reporter in each of the city's 4 most popular coffee houses, and the text of each issue was subdivided according to the names of these 4. Accounts of manners and mores were date-lined from White's Literary Notes, from Will's Notes of Antiquarian Interest were dated from the Grecian Coffee House, and news items from St. James's Coffee House. The journal was originally published 3 times a week, and Steele eventually brought in contributions from his literary friends Jonathan Swift and Joseph Addison, though both of them pretended to be writing as Isaac Bickerstaff, and authorship was revealed only when the papers were collected in a bound volume. The original Tatler was published for only 2 years, from the 12th of April 1709 to the 2nd of January 1711. A collected edition was published in 1710–11, with the title The Lucubrations of Isaac Bickerstaff, Esq. In 1711, Steele and Addison decided to liquidate the Tatler, and co-founded the Spectator magazine, which used a different persona than Bickerstaff. Subsequent incarnations. Several later journals revived the name Tatler. 3 short series are preserved in the Burney collection. John Morphew, the original printer, continued to produce further issues in 1711 under the Isaac Bickerstaff name from the 4th of January to the 17th of May. A single issue of a rival Tatler was published by Baldwin on the 11th of January 1711. In 1753–4, several issues by William Bickerstaff, nephew of the late Isaac Bickerstaff, were published. James Watson, who had previously reprinted the London Tatler in Edinburgh, began his own Tatler there on the 13th of January 1711, with Donald Muckstaff of the North replacing Isaac Bickerstaff. 3 months after the original Tatler was first published, an unknown woman writer using the pen name Mrs. Crackenthorpe published what was called the Female Tatler. Scholars from the 1960s to the 1990s thought the anonymous woman might have been Della Revere Manley, but she was subsequently ruled out as author and the woman remains unknown. However, its run was much shorter. The magazine ran for less than a year, from the 8th of July 1709 to the 31st of March 1710. The London Tatler and the Northern Tatler were later 18th-century imitations. The Tatler Revived ran for 17 issues from October 1727 to January 1728. Another publication of the same name had 6 issues in March 1750. On 4 September 1830, Leigh Hunt launched the Tatler, a daily journal of literature and the stage. He edited it till 13 February 1832, and others continued it till 20 October 1832. In July 1901, Clement Shorter, the publisher of The Sphere, introduced a magazine called Tatler, named after Steele's periodical. After several mergers and name changes, it was still in print 100 years later, owned by Condé Nast Publications. Bibliography. Editions Ross, Angus. Selections from the Tatler and the Spectator. ISBN 978-0140432985. Edited with an introduction and notes. Out of print. Further reading: The Story of Tatler, a 300-year frolic through Tatler's history, from Coffeehouse Tri-Weekly to Glossy Monthly. Tatler, 71-114. November 2009. Henry W. Kent. Tatler. Bibliographical Notes on 100 Books Famous in English Literature. N.Y. Grolier Club.